introduce myself, my name is Chris, but don't get the pong. You can call me Chris with the K. That might be much easier. Um, my role is Miles and Trade Relationship Managers at Hawaii Tourism Oceania. I'm based in Sydney. And today what we like to do is we like to take you to visit the Hawaiian Islands so you can explore, the top activities across the islands so that, you can incorporate this idea into itinerary for your clients once we are able to travel internationally again. Or at least, I hope that today's session will, keep everyone inspired, and dreams about the Hawaiian Island. Excellent. So I think we have 27 agents here. So let's start. So I would like to start with this, next slide would be a really special message from the Hawaiian Islands. So that's a special message from the Hawaiian Islands, and it truly, really present how we feel about the situation right now. And if I can speak, and on behalf of everyone on the islands, we miss traveler from Oceanias, and even though we can't really share our islands right now, we will always share the Aloha spirit. And what I like to do is I like to share you with some updates from the Hawaiian, in case you have any question from the clients. And as everyone knows that the Hawaiian Island is currently under hibernation right now during these challenging times with the focus on regenerations on our lands, our natural resources, and our community. Being such a small island, we are very vulnerable to this pandemic, and our main goal is really to keep our ohana safe during this time. And what's happening on the islands right now is that the mandatory 14-day quarantines still in place since March. And from the beginning of, from the 1st of September, the new online safe travel application is mandatory for all traveler. If you have any questions, feel free to visit travel.hawaii.gov. And on the island of Oahu, stay home order work from home has been extended until the 23rd of September. And please remember that, things keep changing. This is as of 15th of September. Last but not least, face masks are mandatory and it requires on all the islands. And next, I'd like to, take you to see the snapshot of the islands and, introduce to each island personalities, so you are able to match that personalities with your client requirements. And in Hawaii, we have 6 main islands that you can visit, starting from Kauai, Oahu, Molokai, Lanai, Maui, and the island of Hawaii. And sorry, I'm just going to take it back a little bit. I forgot to mention that, we will have the tropical trivia, after the presentation, and all the questions based on the presentation. So please take note if you like, and we have 3 gift vouchers to give away. The first place will grab $100 gift card, and second and third place will receive $50 voucher. All right, and with the Hawaiian Islands, you can see there's so many reasons why, the client would like to visit the islands, whether it's a diversity of the experiences across the islands, beautiful nature, our aloha spirit, unique adventure experiences, or the world-class hotel and resort across the island. And let's meet, all the main 4 islands here. So we start with Kauai. So Kauai, or nickname of Garden Islands, is the most northernmost and the oldest of the Hawaiian island chain. When I explain about Kauai, all I can think of is relaxation. It's so green and luscious. As you can see on the screen right there, everywhere your eye suggested on the island, it's very green. So many movies. I think about 60, 70 classic movies have been filmed on the island because it's amazing, amazing scenery, including one of my all-time favorite movies, The Descendants, with George Clooney, that's filmed on island Kauai as well. And fun fact about Kauai is that there's no building that taller than the palm tree, coconut tree on the island. There's a law. And for those clients who are looking at going to Kauai, they are looking at relaxing destination. They want to be off grid. They want to avoid the crowded place. And the best word I could recommend would describe Kauai would be rejuvenation. Next, we're traveling to Oahu. And of course, Oahu is the most visited of the Hawaiian Islands. So it is also a starting point of everyone's holiday because international flight from Australia and New Zealand arriving to Honolulu International Airport. And Oahu also nicknamed as a gathering place because about 80% of the population of the state is actually on this island. And Oahu is famous for many attractions, many destinations there, such as the iconic Waikiki Beach. I think everyone very familiar with that. Pearl Harbor, Haleakala Town up on the North Shore, Diamond Head, and there's so many hiking trails on Oahu. So for Oahu, there's so much more to choose from, and one the best what I can explain Oahu is that it's the best of both worlds. So you can enjoy the energy in Waikiki, or you can get away up to the North Shore, or enjoy the many of the secluded beach on the island. And fun fact about Oahu is that Waikiki is the birthplace of the modern surfing. Next, we're traveling to Maui. So Maui is the second largest island in the island chain. Maui has a lot to offer for the visitors with the spectacular 68-kilometer long beaches, 15 golf courses across the island, and that's including the World Championship golf course in Kapalua as well. And fun fact about Maui, it has the best whale watching spot among the Hawaiian Islands during the month of December to May. And the clientele who looking at enjoying Maui would be those who enjoy the relaxation. They're looking at variety, but they're looking at more of the soft, adventure. They're not looking at doing a full day itinerary. They enjoy sitting by the pools, enjoy the beach, and maybe enjoy one activities a day, something like that. So Maui is has so much more laid back and relaxing. And last but not least, island of Hawaii. So the island of Hawaii has a nickname as a big island for one simple reason. It is the largest island of all the Hawaiian island chains. And in fact, the area is actually twice the size of all the islands combined. And it is still growing due to the Kilauea volcano adding approximately about 42 acres of land every year. So those guests who are traveling to Hawaii, island of Hawaii, they're looking at adventure. They love to see once in a lifetimes, experiences, activity such as Hawaii Volcano National Park, Mauna Kea Summit, or they like to enjoy and relax the beaches in Kona, or they love to enjoy the history and culture in Hilo. And fun fact about island of Hawaii is that they have 11 climate zones exist across this island. And next, I would like to share with you the top experiences and attractions across the islands. First, the natural wonders in Hawaii can be found across all the islands. And these are some of the top attraction and destination that we would like you to recommend to your clients. So you can see that first two destinations would be Nepali Coast, Waimea, which are both on Kauai. So Nepali Coast is the iconic, mountainous shoreline of Kauai North Shore. It's about 90 minutes from Lihui Airport, and is known as one of the most beautiful coastal in the world. And so many movies, film at this location, such as Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, just to name a few. And visitor can access Nepali Coast by the boat tour, sunset cruise, or they can enjoy the spectacular view from the helicopter tour. And Waimea Canyon is one of the most striking natural wonder in Hawaii. It's about 16 kilometers wide and almost 1 kilometer deep. And you can access this by self-driving tours or helicopter tour. And number 3, right in the middle there, that's Kula Ranch on Oahu. So please don't get confused with Kula Ranch. So Kula Ranch is actually two major mountain ranges on Oahu on the windward side. But basically, if you are driving from Waikiki on the highway, you can see this beautiful, stunning, backdrop of Kula Ranch. And it's even more spectacular when, after the rain, you can see the waterfall that actually forms. And we would highly recommend you to do a self-drive to enjoy this view. And number 4 right there, that's Haleakala Summit on Maui. Haleakala in Hawaiians mean house of sun, and it's offer one of the best, sunrise spot in the world, where you have to wake up really early to enjoy that, or you can enjoy the sunset, and you can also do the mountain bike rides on the way down as well. And it's very important that if you have any client that want to do Haleakala Summit, they have to make a reservation in advance for the sunrise tour. And number 5, Hawaiian Volcano National Park on the island of Hawaii. It is a massive park home to one of the world's most active volcanoes, Mauna Loa and Kilauea. It's truly unique and natural wonder in Hawaii. It's about 40 minutes from Hilo. So if any client would like to go and enjoy that, we highly recommend them to stay in Hilo. They can still stay in Kona, but it's about 3-hour drive or 2-hour drive depending on which way they're driving. And next will be the experience of Hawaiian cultures, aloha spirit in Hawaii. So Hawaii is truly a special place with strong history and culture. So there are so many unique places and experiences you can experience. So first, many heritage sites in Hawaii, you can learn the long Hawaiian culture and history at many of the national historical parks, churches, or the museum. And number 2, historic tour, such as Iolani Palace in Honolulu. It is only about 15 minutes from Waikiki Center. It is the only royal palace in the United States, and visitor can enjoy the self-guided tour with the audio, or they can, book a palace tour to go back in time and learn more about the Hawaiian monarchy. And number 3, which is very well known, luau. So luau is a traditional celebration in Hawaii. You enjoy the authentic Hawaiian cuisine and also traditional hula dance. And next one is my favorite Hawaiian cuisine. Authentic Hawaiian cuisine can be found everywhere across the islands, whether it will be up on the North Shore, you can enjoy the garlic shrimp food truck, or at the local shops in Waikiki or on any island. And last but not least, we highly recommend you to incorporate the itineraries when you travel to Hawaii with festival and event, such as Ukulele Festival or the Hula Dance Festival. At Adventure Tour in Hawaii, there's so many experiences to discover. Snorkel and scuba diving across every island is fantastic, but one of the highlights I would recommend would be the night swim with the manta rays on the island of Hawaii. Is the only island that offers that experience. Helicopter tour that can be discovered on all the island as well, and it's the best way to discover some part of the island which are not accessible by car or by foot. Zip lining across the island is fun, and you can do that, throughout the rainforest, waterfall. ATV ride is available across the island as well. It's quite fun, and you have to be prepared to get muddy sometimes, depending on the weather. And lastly, the mountain tubing. It is such a high demand activity, and we highly recommend you to book in advance. The popular, the main one would be available on Kauai, and it is the best way to get up close to Kauai nature because you travel through the irrigations. It's about 3-hour trip, but it's really highly recommend. And then there's also another mountain tubing, very similar to the one in Kauai on the island of Hawaii. Yes, and please remember that we have dedicated website agents.gohawaii.com to provide our agents with updated information, educational resources, guides and map, image library, webinars, and families programs. So please stay tuned for 2021. And also when it comes to your personal trip, we would love to be able to help you with industry rate. All right, so I hope you take away some tips from Hawaii today. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can send a message through the chat room or send an email at info@hawaiitourism.com.au.